When Emma walked back into the living room, she stopped talking mid-sentence. Her baby, Noah, sat on the floor with his little plastic bowl, but the food inside it was completely gone. Not eaten, gone. Vanished. And sitting right next to him, licking his lips with the happiest face in the entire universe, was their golden retriever, Bruno. No, Emma whispered, because she already knew exactly what had happened. Noah pointed at Bruno and giggled like he had just changed the world. Yes, Emma said, rubbing her forehead. Of course. You gave the dog your lunch again. Bruno wagged his tail, proud of himself. He always looked proud, but today he looked extra proud, like he had just won a trophy. Noah clapped. Bruno barked softly and nuzzled Noah's cheek. And for a moment, everything looked perfectly harmless. Cute, even, but something felt wrong. The dogs always look a little guilty after stealing food. Their ears go low, their face goes sad, their body curls down. But Bruno didn't look guilty at all. He looked alert. Focused. Nervous. As if something else was going on. Emma didn't know it yet. But the next few minutes would change everything she thought she understood about her baby, her dog, and her home. Before we continue, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss another surprising and emotional story like this one. Noah, Emma said, picking up the empty bowl. You can't just give all your food to Bruno. You have to eat. Baby. Bruno stepped forward quickly and blocked her hand from reaching Noah. What are you doing? She laughed softly, confused. Move, Bruno. He didn't move. He stood there like a solid wall. Tall. Still. Alert. Emma frowned. This wasn't normal. Bruno never blocked her. Never acted like this. He was the gentlest dog she had ever met. Bruno? What is going on with you today? He looked straight at her. Not angry. Not scared. Serious. All the excitement and happiness from moments ago had disappeared from his eyes. Now he looked like a guard, a protector. But from what? Emma sighed and pushed her hair back. I swear I can't deal with this today. Noah, come on. Let's go wash your hands. She reached down to lift her baby. Bruno stepped in front of her again. Not growling. Not barking. Just blocking. Firm. Solid. Refusing to move. Bruno! She snapped, a little louder now. Stop it. Noah laughed. He didn't understand anything that was happening. He just found everything fun. But Emma didn't feel fun at all. Her stomach tightened. Dogs don't do this. Not without a reason. She put the bowl down and tried again. Bruno, let me take him. Bruno pressed his chest low to the ground and slid his front paws toward Noah, gently pulling the baby closer with his nose. Bruno! She shouted now. His ears flattened. His chest vibrated with soft whining. But he still didn't move away. He shielded Noah completely with his body, and still, something deep inside, Emma kept whispering. Something is wrong. She tried to push Bruno gently to the side. He resisted. She pushed harder. He resisted again. Bruno, what is wrong with you? Move! Her voice cracked, frustrated and scared at the same time. Bruno didn't move. He wrapped his front paw across Noah's leg like he was holding him in place. Okay, that's enough, Emma whispered, breathing fast now. I don't know what's gotten into you, but this is not okay. She reached for Noah again. Bruno let out a sharp bark loud. Sudden, so full of warning that Emma froze. She stared at him. Her gentle, sweet and never aggressive dog had just barked at her. Her. The person he loved most. Her heart pounded. What is going on with you? She whispered. Bruno quickly turned his head away from Mom. Her. He wasn't trying to scare her. He was trying to show her something. His eyes were stuck on something behind Noah. Something on the carpet. Something Emma hadn't noticed until now. A tiny object. Small. Shiny. Silver. Her breath stopped completely. A screw. A metal. screw, right next to Noah's small hand. Emma's body went cold. "What?" she whispered, crawling closer. "What is that? Where did that come from?" Bruno barked again, short, urgent, his stare locked on the screw. Emma picked it up with shaking fingers. It was cold, heavy, real, a screw from. What? Her heart raced. She scanned the room. Her eyes went straight to the bookshelf. The tall one. The one they bought last year. The one she kept meaning to anchor to the wall, but never got. Around to one side of the metal support bracket was empty. No screw. Her chest squeezed painfully. Entire bookshelf leaned slightly forward. Just a little. Just enough to be dangerous. Just enough to fall. Just enough to crush a toddler who crawled too close. Emma dropped the screw and grabbed the shelf with both hands. It wobbled. Hard. "Oh my God," she whispered. "Oh my God." Her legs turned to jelly. The shelf must have loosened slowly. And today, the screw finally fell out, and Bruno saw it. He saw the screw on the floor. He saw Noah crawling toward it. He saw the shelf beginning to tilt forward. He saw danger before Emma did. Bruno wasn't blocking her. He was protecting her baby from getting anywhere near that shelf. "No," she whispered, her voice shaking. "No, no." She turned slowly toward Bruno. He was still, shielding Noah with his entire body. Wasn't being difficult. He wasn't being naughty. He wasn't stealing food to be funny. He was trying to keep Noah still, trying to keep him distracted. Trying to keep him safe. "Oh my God, Bruno," Emma choked out. You protected him." Bruno whined softly and licked Noah's cheek. Tears filled Emma's eyes. She pushed the shelf back carefully and rushed back to them, dropping to her knees and putting her arms around both her baby and her dog. "I'm so sorry," she whispered into Bruno's fur. "I didn't understand. I didn't see it. I didn't know." Noah started clapping again, as if everything was a fun game. Bruno finally relaxed. His body softened. His tail moved slowly, almost shyly. Emma held him tighter. "You saved him," she whispered. "You saved my baby." Suddenly, her legs trembled so badly she had to sit fully on the carpet. She kept one arm around Noah and the other around Bruno. She cried quietly for a few seconds, not because she was sad, because she had just realized how close she came to losing everything. Bruno nudged her face with his nose, licking away her tears. "I love you," she whispered. "I love you so much. I will never doubt you again." Later that day, Emma sent a picture of the fallen screw to her husband with shaking hands. He came home early. They bolted the bookshelf to the wall instantly. Then every dresser, every cabinet, every piece of furniture that could fall. They checked the entire house for loose screws, loose hinges, loose shelves, loose everything. They found 2 more screws on the nursery floor, under the crib dresser. Emma's heart clenched so hard she had to sit down again. She stared at Bruno. "You knew," she whispered. "All this time, you knew." Bruno wagged his tail softly, humble and gentle, like he hadn't just prevented a disaster. That night, Noah slept peacefully in his crib. Bruno slept right outside his door. Emma couldn't sleep at all. She sat on the hallway floor, watching Bruno, thinking about the moment she yelled at him, pushed him, doubted him. She felt a deep ache in her chest. She knelt beside him and placed her hand on his back. "It's because of you," she whispered. "He's alive because of you." Bruno didn't move. He just breathed deeply, resting, tired from all the stress of the day. Emma kissed the top of his head. "You're not just a pet," she whispered with tears in her eyes. "You're family. You're his guardian, and I will never forget what you did." She stayed with him until morning. Sometimes heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes they wear fur. Sometimes they look like they're causing trouble, when really, they're saving a life. The next morning, Emma woke up with a strange feeling in her chest. Relief, fear, gratitude, all mixed together. Last night it changed her. It changed the way she looked at her house. It changed the way she looked at danger. And most of all, it changed the way she looked at Bruno. He wasn't just a dog anymore. He was the reason her son was alive. And she walked into the living room. Noah was already awake, sitting on the carpet with his toy blocks. And like always, Bruno was right next to him, lying down with his head on his paws, watching every move Noah made. Every tiny move. But today, Bruno didn't look relaxed. He looked tired, worn out, like he hadn't slept at all. Emma walked over and sat beside him. He lifted his head and gently pressed it into her lap. "Oh, sweet boy," she whispered, scratching behind his ears. "You worked so hard yesterday, didn't you?" Bruno sighed a long, heavy breath, as if he actually understood. Maybe he did. Emma stayed there on the floor with him until Noah crawled into her lap and started pulling her hair. For the rest of the morning, things felt normal again, but only for a few hours. Because danger wasn't done with them, not around noon. Emma decided to vacuum under the couch, something she hadn't done in a long time. She moved the couch forward. It scraped loudly across the floor. Noah clapped, loving the noise. Bruno jumped to his feet instantly. And then Emma saw it. Something small. Something metallic. Something lying deep under the couch where Noah always played hide-and-seek with his toys. She reached down with shaking hands. "Another screw?" "No," Emma whispered, her voice cracking. "Not again." Bruno growled softly. Not at her. Not at Noah. At the screw. As if it was the enemy. Emma crawled under the couch, heart pounding. She felt around the floor, shaking. Her fingers brushed over something else. Another one. Another screw. "Where are these coming from?" She cried softly. She stood up quickly and scanned the room. Bookshelves, tables, the TV stand, the lamp, the baby gate. Everything looked fine. Except the ceiling fan. The one above the couch. Her eyes widened. One side of the metal plate was missing screws. She stared. Her heart dropped again. Her legs weakened. 2 screws missing. Fan shaking slightly. Directly over the couch where Noah played every day. If it had fallen. "No," she whispered, tears rising again. No. Bruno barked urgently, as if he understood exactly what she just discovered. Emma grabbed Noah and held him tightly. Her heart raced so violently she felt dizzy. "How long?" she whispered. "How long has this been loose?" She didn't know, but she knew one thing. Bruno always seemed nervous whenever Noah played on the couch. Always pacing, always watching, always whining softly. She thought he was being clingy. He wasn't. He was warning them. Again. When her husband, Mark, came home, she told him everything. Every detail. Every loose screw. Every moment Bruno reacted before she did. Mark stared at the ceiling fan, shaking his head slowly. "Emma, if this fell..." He couldn't finish. He didn't have to. They both knew. For the next hour, Mark tightened every screw in the fan until his hands turned red. Then he checked every fan in the house. 2 more had loose screws. By the end of the night, Emma sat on the couch holding Bruno's face in her hands. "You saw it all," she whispered. "I didn't, but you did." Bruno blinked slowly, calm and steady. He wasn't proud. He wasn't dramatic. He was simply Bruno. Their quiet guardian. That night, Emma placed Bruno's bed directly beside Noah's crib, something she never allowed before. But now it felt like the safest place in the world. "Good night," she whispered, kissing his head. "Thank you again for everything." Bruno's tail thumped softly against the floor. 2 days later, the final piece of truth came out, and it was even more unbelievable. Emma was in the kitchen pouring cereal when she heard Bruno bark loud. Sharp, urgent. Not playful, not excited. A warning? "Bruno," she called out. "Where's Noah?" She dropped the cereal box and ran. She found Bruno in the hallway, blocking the entrance to the laundry room with his whole body. Noah was crawling behind him, trying to squeeze past. "What's wrong?" she asked, panic filling her voice again. Then she saw it. The laundry machine, shaking, vibrating, pulling itself forward. One of the back legs had separated. The machine leaned forward dangerously, heavy enough to crush anything in its path. And the door to the laundry room was wide open, right where Noah would have crawled. Emma felt everything inside her go cold. Her voice broke. Her body trembled. Her knees nearly gave out. She grabbed Noah and moved him away, falling to the floor and hugging him so tightly he started squirming. "Oh my God," she cried. "How many times? How many times has he saved you?" Bruno walked to her slowly, pressing his head into her arm. Not to be praised, not to be dramatic. Just to reassure her. He always knew. Before she did, every danger, every risk, every tiny thing that could hurt her baby. She wrapped her arms around Bruno, sobbing into his fur. "I don't know how you do it," she whispered, "but thank you. Thank you. Thank you." Mark fixed the machine that afternoon, tightening the leg and pushing it back securely. Then he said something that made Emma's heart swell. "We're putting baby gates on every room, every door. We're checking everything, every week. And Bruno stays wherever he wants. He earned it." Emma nodded, eyes full of tears. That night, after Noah fell asleep, Emma sat beside Bruno on the carpet and placed both hands gently on his face. "People think dogs make messes," she whispered. "People think they cause trouble, but you kept my baby alive 3 times. You knew before anyone else." Bruno rested his head in her lap again. She leaned down and kissed the top of his head. "I will never yell at you again," she whispered. "Never doubt you again. You're his protector, and mine too." Bruno closed his eyes, calm and peaceful, as if he already knew. Weeks passed and everything changed. The house was safer. Every screw was checked. Every piece of furniture was secured. Every door had a gate. Every dangerous object was moved. And Bruno? He stayed beside Noah every single day. Not because he had to, but because that's who he was. A patient guardian. A quiet hero. A heart with fur. One evening, as Noah giggled and tried feeding a cracker to Bruno, Emma sat on the couch and watched them with tears in her eyes. Noah pressed the cracker into Bruno's nose. Bruno didn't eat it. He pushed it back toward Noah gently. Emma laughed through a tear. "No more feeding the dog your food," she said softly. But in her heart, she knew something deeper. That simple moment, the baby feeding the dog, was what started everything. It looked silly. It looked normal. It looked like just another messy day. But behind that small moment, behind that sweet act of innocence, a dog's instinct had saved a life. 3 times. Emma walked over, sat beside Bruno, and hugged him tightly. "You are the best thing that ever happened to this family," she whispered. "I hope you know that." Bruno licked her cheek gently. Noah laughed and clapped his hands. And that night, when the lights were off and only the soft glow of Noah's nightlight filled the room, Bruno lay beside his crib just like always. Silent. Steady. Watching. Loving. Because some heroes don't need attention. Some heroes don't need to talk. Some heroes don't need capes or medals or applause. Some heroes just need a heartbeat and a child to protect.